Friday. What's up, PCS family? Here we go again. PCS Laundry Live, broadcasting live from just outside the Lexington Laundromat on Lexington Avenue in White Plains, New York. Wrapping up another week, diving headlong into a new weekend, chilling and relaxing. We got a beautiful night tonight. That's 2 in a row. After a shitty week of weather, it's been awful all week. We caught the remnants of your tornadoes out in the Midwest, I guess. And I hope everybody made it through all that okay. It was a rough go from what I'd been reading and hearing. We had a couple of crappy days here, but it's just gorgeous out tonight. You got a little sun up there. 2 Fridays in a row. It's a miracle. But we're going to have a good night tonight. We're going to have fun tonight. I'm trying to keep it on up and keep smiling and laughing. It's going to be tough because I got some shit to talk about, but we'll get down to our usual little spot and settle in. We'll take it from there. I'm going to leave it on you guys a lot tonight. I want to hear what you all have to say. I want the comments and scrolling, and I want you to run the show tonight. I want you to carry it because I don't have a lot good to talk about. But we'll see how that all goes. As always, thank you all so much, each and every one of you, for your continuing support of Planet Common Sense on Facebook. We're needing it more than ever these last few days and going forward into the future. But we couldn't do it without you, and we appreciate everybody with your shares and your likes and just following the page and being a part of the family here. New people, which again, there are a lot of you. The way it works is pop in, drop something in the comments. This is interactive. 60 minutes to talk on whatever you bring in. So if you want to jump into the conversation, go for it. Just keep in mind that I do not see every comment. They go by very quickly, and some of them don't show up at all. So if I do not get to your comment during the live show, I go back tomorrow morning when I'm at my computer, and I'll address everything, answer any questions that need to be answered, and say hi to everybody. So please, if you're new, let us know you're new. Tell us your name. Say hi. And if you like to let us know where you're from, that's always fun, but don't feel obligated. And welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are approaching the Charles L. Bryant United States Federal Courthouse in White Plains. Oh, for the love of all that is good, try that miserable old twat goblin here when you bring her to justice. Whew. I'll be in heaven. Alright, so I'm just going to put my bag down and settle down. And we'll see where you guys take things tonight. I got a couple things, but like I said, I want to let you all roll with it for the most part. Got a bottle of Coke, I got a pack of cigarettes, and I'm ready to rumble. Do a quick run down the scroll and see who's in with us, and then I'll start getting into my shit, and then you can get into yours, and we'll see. Mike Petty is back. You've been gone a long time, man. You haven't been around for like 3 or 4 weeks now, if I'm not right, if I'm not wrong. So I'm guessing you've been in the gulag, or just slacking or whatever. But welcome back. We've missed you. Deborah Patera is here. Lisa Todd, Mona Eves, Pinky Williams, Lisa Rossell, Jim Thomas joining us again, the unofficial PCS legal attaché. Thanks for coming in tonight. And I remember you said you had something you wanted to ask me about. I don't recall exactly what it is off the top of my head, but we'll jump into that when we can. Linda Bleepnick, just here to watch an apple rot. Oh, the apple still skin days. That's coming up. I'm telling you, the anniversary. I think it's in June. I got to look that up. And we'll have a little memorial service. Well, no, it wouldn't be a memorial, because that's when we found him in June, and he disappeared in, like, I guess September. I'm not telling the story again. If anybody wants to know, just ask in the comments, and I'll answer you back tomorrow. But moving along, Liz Palmer McKenzie. Good evening, Glenn. Hi, Liz. Hope you're having a good night. We got Calista Ramirez. I think you've seen you in here before. Who else? Linda Samalink Sweeney. Betsy, believable. Against my better judgment, I keep coming back. Here I am. Now, what's that supposed to mean? Are you saying that I'm a bad influence on you? against your better judgment. I don't know if I should, I don't know how I should take that, but if you want to elaborate on it a little bit, you can do that. And if not, that's okay too. Yvette Marie Enos, I think you're a newcomer. I'm not sure. Sometimes I don't know, like I don't recognize the name from the live show, but I kind of do from the Facebook page. So if I'm not sure, I generally go toward, I don't, I'm thinking you're new. But anyway, if you're new, just let us know you're new. And if you are, thanks for checking in. Donna Levesque. Donna had an assist on a post today. We'll get to that later. Bob Martin. We got a lot of people in this. Cindy Papas. Cynthia Papas in the house. Got your name right 2 times in a row now. Sharon C. Middleton. Sharon, you still never clarified for me on that C at the end of your first name. Let me know on that. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Carol Blasson. Hi, Glenn. I'm actually on Twitter now just to watch your comments. It's hilarious. Man, here's the thing with Twitter, all right? And I told you about Twitter, like when I first started. I guess I started it last week, right? Anybody remembers? It's like the 6th time I did Twitter, and Twitter has just always sucked. Because I'll start Twitter, and I'll kick it around for a couple of days, and I'll end up with like 2 or 3 followers, and it's just like, that's fine. I mean, but it's not the same, like talking to 2 or 3 people, as it is coming on this live show, where I'll talk to, over the course of the hour, maybe like 1,000 people will check in. Or I'm on the page, and it's like getting close to 8,000. We hit 7,700 today. Awesome. Thank you for that, by the way. So then going back to that and like seeing 2 or 3 people, it's like, all right, maybe you 2 or 3 people could just go on Facebook and save a little time. But Twitter never worked out. Like in the 5 or 6 times I did it before, like I've literally abandoned like 5 or 6 Twitter accounts because it just never got popping. Well, this time it's taken off a little bit. I mean, it's not like, I think last I looked, I had like around 70 people were following. And I get it. Like, it takes a little time to grow, but I'm going to keep at it and see if we can't develop that. So I'm not going to make it like the main deal or anything like that. It's just going to be a tool to try and pull more people on home into Planet Common Sense on Facebook. But you never know. Like, you never know. Again, excuse me. It was like I said about, like, starting the Facebook page. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just started the page, and ba-boom. A year and a half later, here we are. Starting the live show. Silly little thing. Just watching my laundry spin for a couple minutes. We're 3 months in now, and we're doing a 1 hour, podcast, if you want to call it. I don't know if you should call it a podcast. Check me on this, guys. Is this a podcast? Because, I don't know from shit with this stuff. I'm just doing my due. So, and I feel funny calling it a podcast because I feel like a podcast should be like a little more legitimate. Like, you should have a studio and you have multiple cameras, and it's just I don't feel worthy of calling this a podcast. I'm just a jackass talking into his phone on a public street corner on Friday nights while my laundry's spinning. So I think podcast might be a little bit above what we do here, but you guys let me know on that. If it's a podcast, then we'll let it be a podcast. But these things just develop. Like, you try stuff, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I've been fortunate enough that the bigger things that I really wanted to work have. The Facebook page, the show. And we're going to give it a crack. Instagram was not a fail necessarily, but a case of one not working out as well as I'd expected. Because, I've been doing Instagram for like 2 or 3 months now, and it's all right, to check in. I know people sometimes can't get on Facebook. And the whole idea of doing the Instagram account was like for anybody, like you're in jail, like some of you are in jail every other week, some of you are in jail every 2 days, and you can't get on Facebook. At least you get a little taste of it going on the Instagram stuff. But it's just like it didn't work out. It just wasn't popping. It wasn't growing. And I still post. I haven't posted there in a couple of weeks, I guess now. But that's like an example of something that didn't quite work out. But I don't know. The jury's still out on Twitter. I'm kind of having fun with it, and I kind of see where it can go. And I kind of see it as a really good tool for a self-proclaimed internet trigger provocateur such as myself, where like I can kind of get up in somebody's grill, and if they happen to see it, maybe Hillary will come and talk to me. Wouldn't that be a treat? Or maybe the circus monkey will pop her little monkey head in, and we can make fun of her like directly instead of just like amongst ourselves. And that'd be cool. Like, and you know what? I mean, the Kentucky Derby of Twitter would be having the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, retweet my tweet. I mean, check please, it's over. It doesn't get much better than that. But so it's, we're still working on Twitter and seeing how that comes along and develops, and it's going okay so far. It's not catching fire, but it's popping enough to keep at it and see where it goes from this point. So that's what's up with Twitter. But Donna, thank you. No, it was Donna that said that. Oh, Carol Blasson, thank you for jumping on Twitter just to follow me. I'm very flattered. That's awesome that you did that. Anybody else wants to follow on Twitter? It's Planet Common Sense. I guess just type it in. It's the same logo that's on the Facebook page, the black circle with the PCS in it. And follow up, see where we go with it. Come on that ride with me. So back to the scroll. We'll catch up a little more, then we'll get into some stuff. Dan Hatton, hello from Ohio. Betsy Believable is now elaborating on the previous tweet. Yes, bad influence. That's what we like about you. All right. Well, as long as it's like that, then we're all good. Everybody needs a little bit of a bad influence in their life sometimes. It just builds character and expands your horizons and I don't know, whatever else it does. But thank you for clearing that up, and I'm glad that you're here. Jolene Gall, what are you doing? Okay, newbie, I guess. Don't recognize the name. PCS Laundry Live is a live 60-minute show. We're going to scroll through. It's interactive. I'm going to take your comments and just talk on those things. We're doing it for about 3 months now. I'm literally doing my laundry up the street at a laundromat, and that's kind of how this got started. But we've been doing it for like 3 months, and we're having some fun with it. Nothing serious, we kind of try and just ease into the weekend. And the thing about the easing into the weekend part is, like, a lot of the regulars that come here all the time know my little trigger things that they're going to get me screaming and yelling about stuff, which I'm not even going to say. I'll leave it up to you. Like I said, you guys take it where you want it to go, and if that's what you want, I'll be your dancing monkey and flip off on whatever it is. But it's just live talk. Just jump in if you got a question or anything that's on your mind, anything you read on the page that you want to ask me about or you want to talk about, toss it on out there, and we'll get into it. But again, like I said at the beginning, if you missed it, I don't see every comment. So if I don't see yours, it's nothing personal. I just missed it, and that happens. And on Saturday mornings, I go back and I readdress everything and fill in the blanks and answer whatever questions need to be answered then. So who else? Real quick, and then we're going to jump in. Jennifer Sharzi, first-time watcher, welcome, and thank you so much for giving us a chance. If you want to let us know where you're from, there's a lot of cool people here, and don't be afraid to jump right in. Becca Lynn, hello. Sharon C. Middleton. So, okay, I got it. I'm not going to keep haranguing you. I was just curious more than anything else. We're going to go with Sharon, but unless you correct me. All right. Mike Petty, glad you are here to Jennifer. That's another cool thing that's been happening. It's like, I go back on Saturday and I look, and I find that, like, a lot of people are having some cool conversations with each other too. And that's awesome. Like, this is happy hour, man. Like, we finished the work week. Most of you did. I didn't, but, you finish your work week and you get out of work and you get wherever you're going. And it's just a chance to just, like, vent and unwind and see your friends and talk. And I'm loving that you guys are, like, making friends, like, and talking during, with each other during the show. Awesome stuff. So that's very cool. So keep that up too. Scott Thompson, hello from Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, a very patriotic town. What else we got? Becca Lynn, love your Facebook page so much. Thank you so much. It means so much to me when you say stuff like that. That's the payoff. I put a lot of work into it. I put a lot of time into it, and it's really taking its toll on me. I gotta admit, it's getting to where it's becoming kind of stressful in some instances. And hearing the feedback from you guys and it's just saying stuff like, I love your page. I always look for your stuff and sharing. Yeah, it's like it just makes it all better and it makes it all worth it. So thank you for that. Thanks to everybody else too. Deborah Patera, you are legit to quit. Nobody's quitting anything, man. They're going to have to gun me down and shut me down if they want to get rid of me. I'm not going anywhere. I felt a little gust of wind, and we know how that wreaks havoc on the microphone, so let me know. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a problem tonight, but just a little puff of wind hit me in the face, and just want to make sure we're not, like, blowing out the mic or anything like that. So I want to get caught up a little bit with the scrolling. I just want to spend a lot of time on this because I got behind last week. And one thing that happens with the show is if I get too far behind on the scroll, I'll start talking about things that you people posted like 10 minutes earlier, and it kind of doesn't make sense when you watch it, when you're watching the comments and what I'm talking about. So Scott Thompson, got PCS Laundry Live streaming to my LED flat screen. Best way to watch it. Yo, that's badass, man. could you take a picture for me? Like, that'd be so cool if you could do that. Like, if you got a phone or a camera handy, snap a picture of that. I'd love to see that. That'd be. I swear I'll use that. Like, I'll use that for like the ad for next week's show. If you could do that for me, that'd be awesome, man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. That's very cool. Karen Regan, it's not a podcast. It's live. Facebook only can see when live. Okay, so see, I don't know shit. Like, that you just taught me something. Like, I don't know from nothing what a podcast is. Like, I watch a couple of them. I watch Joe Rogan, Joey Diaz. But I don't know from nothing. But thank you for letting me know about this. We're just going to not call it anything, I guess. We all know what we're doing here, so I guess we don't need to label it anything. And thank you again, Karen Regan, for that. Joe Yee, sorry I'm late. That's okay. I got to answer your question about the church bells. And I'm going to try and remember. If I don't jump right into it, I'll probably forget. So remind me later. Actually, that's ridiculous because I should do it while I'm right here. Because it was just like, you know what? And the thing is, this might not even be funny anymore. It was just one of those things that tickled me. And I'll explain why. But that's the church bell in question right there. The church tower. It's a beautiful building. And the thing about it is, okay, first of all, I'm a huge Bugs Bunny fan. I'm a huge Warner Brothers cartoons fan since I was a little kid, man. Like, and I'm 53 years old, and I swear I'll sit down on a Sunday afternoon and watch 6 hours of Bugs Bunny cartoons like a little fucking 9-year-old kid, because I just love that stuff. It was so creative and such genius involved in that. We could spend the whole hour easily just talking about like how awesome like those old Warner Brothers from the 40s and 50s were. But anyway, going back to the church tower, that ties in, so it's not just me ranting about some silly shit. So this bell tower here, every hour on the hour rings off the time, and a half hour rings off the one chime. But on the hour, it plays a song. Like, it's got like a set of bells up there that it actually plays a song. And this isn't going to be as funny as it was when it first happened, but you know what? I said I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm guessing they probably got a couple dozen songs, because there's no pattern to the songs they play. It's mostly patriotic stuff. It's just some like standards that like everybody knows and stuff like that. So the other night, and this was going on 2 weeks ago now when this happened, it just made me laugh my ass off. It struck off, I think it was 7 o'clock, and it rang the time, and it rang its regular ring. And then it rang off the 7 bells, and then it started playing the song. And the song it was playing was, it was from a Bugs Bunny cartoon. If you remember, I don't know, like, not everybody's nuts like me, and like, I remember every episode of Bugs Bunny. I got a funny memory that way. But it was this one where Bugs and Yosemite Sam were like having one of their feuds, and they were doing this thing where they were playing the piano. And the pattern, this was the song that church bell was playing. It was a ding, 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 right? So then Bugs Bunny comes out, and he goes up to the piano, and he goes, ding, 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 like he hits the wrong key. And he does it again, ding, 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 ding. So then Yosemite Sam comes running out, and he's like, no, you long-eared galoot. And he's just like, ding, 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 and the whole piano explodes. Alright, so like, that wasn't as funny as when it first happened. I don't know, I take a little getting used to. So, if there was a big build-up to nothing for that, I apologize, but I said I was going to say the story, so there's the story. So, Joe Yee answered that question. Thank you for reminding me last week. I forgot. And anyway, there we go. Alright, so let's get into some shit. And it's something that's been happening this week, and then I'm going to let you guys take over after that, if you want. It's another Facebook thing, and I hate just beating this thing up every single week, but this it's getting serious now, and it's starting to affect you guys, and that's getting to be a little bit of a problem, because I'm getting tons and tons of messages from you, like half a dozen every single day, and people telling me you're having a tough time getting notified of posts on Planet Common Sense, and you can't find the page, and it's been a huge uptick in all that just this last week. And I'm literally getting messages from people. I got, another dozen today saying I can't get your page. I'm not getting notified. I'm checking the settings and doing all the right things. Man, we've been talking about this for months now, and it's not a surprise, and we knew it was coming, that it's the same thing you're hearing on your news feeds from other websites and from, like political figures and just people talking about it. The left is cracking down on right speech. It's just a fact. It's the truth, and it's really, really happening. They're weaponizing it, and they're trying to quell your speech. and I see things that, you know, maybe you wouldn't notice because you don't do the things I do. But like, and I'll just give you an example. I think I touched on this the other day a little bit, where I'll just take a source article. Like if I want to talk about something, what I basically do when I start off the day, I just go browse the news and see what's happening, look for anything that sticks out, look for anything that might be just offbeat or interesting. So that's like the routine. And I'll pull a story and I'll just find the source and I'll post an article and I'll say my little whatever I have to say about that thing. And I post it. And you guys see it, you react to it, and that's how it works. You know, nothing complicated. You guys knew that without me telling you. The thing about it is, this thing is getting it's becoming a virus. It really is, across the whole internet, where they're crushing conservative sites. And that's mostly where I get my source material from, is conservative sites like Breitbart. Like, you know, I still go to Fox, even though I won't post their stuff anymore because I'm having an issue with them. But OAN, even Shapiro's stuff, you know, and then smaller pages like Chicks on the Right, Dennis Michael Lynch. And the thing is, and I can tell you, they're hard numbers. And if you know, maybe tomorrow or sometime over the weekend, I'll take some screenshots and I'll show you even further what I'm talking about. But like, so just going along with what I just said there, like I'll take an article, I'll post it, I'll make my comments, and then I'll post it. I'll post the whole deal. And it tells me on my page, like how many devices or screens or whatever that post reaches, that any individual given post. Like I could go to one right now, pick one out, and it'll tell me like how many up to this point that post has reached. That's their numbers. There's a million different ways they measure metrics, but that's one of them. And I'm telling you, if I post something from Breitbart and go look back on it the next day, it's getting out to maybe 1,100, 1,200 devices and screens. That's the reach on a Breitbart article. If I post the same story from CNN or from MSNBC or from the Huffington Post or any of those places, same thing, say the same thing, post at the same time, it's going out to 3,000 or 4,000 screens. So it's a ripple effect. They're cracking down on the bigger sites that I'm using for source material, and when I post them, it's reducing, you know, on a page like mine, which is, it's insignificant in comparison to some of these bigger sites, but I get affected by it and you get affected by it, by the fact that it's not getting out to you. They're not letting you see. You think you're seeing things on the internet. You think you're seeing everything that's out there. You think you're seeing all the things that you go looking for. And I'm telling you, you're just not. You're not being allowed to see everything you think you're seeing. So, again, this happens all the time. I don't have an answer for that. I don't know what to tell you folks. You know, and I'm not saying don't message me. Please, by all means, message me anytime you want. But it's just, I don't have an answer for you. And that's what I've been telling people when you message me. I tell you, like I've been saying for a long time now, check your settings. Make sure you click follow. Make sure once you follow, you have an option to leave it like just like in a default setting or put see first. See first doesn't affect anything but Planet Common Sense. It just makes sure that you see it. It makes sure it pops up in your newsfeed. But you know that, and everybody's telling me they're doing that, and they've done that, and they have it set that way, and they're still just not seeing the stuff. And I don't know what to tell you. I just, you know, I've tried a couple of things, and I've tried, and it's not going to work because I can't take it and you can't take it. Where instead of using my normal sources that I go to for my news, I'm going to the left side because it's the same story. You know, a story about, you know, the USS John McCain in Japan and all that nonsense. The basics of the story are the same. Just the format of the story is the same whether you're reading it on CNN or whether you're reading it on Fox, okay? It's the interpretation and it's the opining from the source that make it a shit article from, you know, your mainstream bullshit leftist sock puppet media or from one of the sites that we all read. That's what makes a difference. But the basic bottom line of it is you're getting the same information, the same basic outline, which is what news is supposed to be. I mean, that's like the textbook definition of news from either side, okay? It doesn't matter. The thing is, having to read through the bullshit in those articles is just, oh my God, it's just, it makes the back of my neck hurt trying to do it. And I know you guys have been complaining about it a little bit too. Like, I'll put that stuff up from like CNN or from something like that, and everybody's like, oh, ha, ha, CNN. I mean, that's why I was doing it. I said that's what I was going to do beforehand. It's not like it's any surprise, and it kind of works the way I just explained it. So, you know, I'm not telling you don't say that shit. Do what you want, and I'm cool with that. But when I put up an article from CNN or I put up an article from, one of those places, there's a reason why, and that's the reason why. And it's going to be that way sometimes. It's just is what it is. But another manifestation of this same problem I'm talking about is like I set up the Johnny McGhost account. If you guys don't know, hey, that's another thing too, and I got to remember this because I'm going to forget. Just make sure you know Johnny McGhost is me, okay? Because like people are fighting with Johnny McGhost. Like, you're an asshole. What are you doing on this site if you don't like it? Well, don't come here, asshole. Blah, blah, blah. And they're like cursing out Johnny McGhost. It's me. If you didn't know that, I'm Johnny McGhost. So anyway, stop fighting with Johnny. He's trying his best. He's a good guy now. So anyway, I set up his page the other day. I eliminated all of the right-leaning news sites, and I started following all the left side ones just to try that out to see if it would help with the reach and help the page get out there and just get out further and get more people to see it. And the other thing that happened with that is I think I kept Breitbart, I think I kept OAN, and then I had MSNBC, I had CNN, I had Huffington Post, and whatever, shitbags. And I had them all set C first, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, you go on the newsfeed, and the first 50 articles you see in the newsfeed are all from the left side ones, all from the left of sock puppet media, and you don't even see Breitbart until you get down to like the 50th thing in your newsfeed. So it's just bullshit, and it's going on, and it's real, and I know we're talking about this every week, but it really started relating to the site and affecting how the site gets run, and what you guys are seeing, and how you're seeing it, and whether you're seeing it or not. So I just had to bring it up and just get you all up to speed on that. Was my finger just in the way? Oh, okay, I guess I'm good. Yeah, there's a lot of rough shit going on. It's been a tough week. First of all, I'm just totally jacked up from the holiday weekend. You know how I get with that. Like, it went from I was supposed to have Monday off to we're going to work a half a day Monday. So then we worked a half a day Monday. So then I worked a half a day Sunday, then a half a day Monday. Then they had the Sunday half day was from 10 to 2. Then the Monday half day was from 9 to 1. And they were supposed to go back to regular on Tuesday. And it's Friday now. Like, I figured out that it was Friday enough to come and do the show, but I don't even know where I am right now. Like, I haven't been sleeping right. That just jacks me up. It's like jet lag. Like, it just fucks me up so bad when that happens. And I've just been a mess all week in general. The other thing is, I've been working on trying to get the T-shirt thing, all the infrastructure on doing the T-shirts in place, which is coming along fine. It's coming up in a couple more weeks, so anybody wants to know about that, yeah, the T-shirts are coming. But I've been working on that too, and spent a lot of time on that. And like I said earlier in the week, we lost Trois Gablien to Facebook verification. We abandoned that employee and installed Johnny McGhost as the current moderator, the current administrator for the page. Now I got a notification on him, so he's not going to be with us for too much longer either. I got the next one in place already. We got Enchilada is sitting in the wings, ready to go, and I think I can maintain it like that. But it's just a lot of shit going on, and it's again, and not to harp on this, and not for like poor boy. I put a lot of time into it, and this is taking time away from that, like having to deal with all this extraneous bullshit and fighting with them that way. And I'm just not playing into it, I'm just going on and doing my thing, and you go on and do your thing, and we'll just take it where it goes. I don't know what else to tell you. So I had to get that out of my system. So thank you for bearing with me for all that. Again, it wasn't just blowing off steam. It relates to you and answers maybe some of your questions. But again, message me if you're having problems finding the page. I don't have answers for you. That's the answer. What I just said, like I said, click follow, click see first, and you got to be proactive and go look for the page. So hopefully I'll keep it worthy and make it worth you doing that. But that's where we're at with that. So let's get on this scroll thing. I don't want to let you guys take over from here. I don't know. I felt like I talked for a long time. Yeah, I just wasted half the show on not talking about anything. So, Kevin Kester, I see your stuff, but I'm not seeing many of my other friends' posts. I know I'm being restrained. Thanks, by the way, FF, for sending me your re-education camp today. Oh, brother. You're fighting with him, too. Zook wins narrow support as FF CEO. Those who voted against were executed. Yeah, they had that big meeting today, like their stockholder meeting. when I put the post up last night where there was like all the protesters and stuff were there, like all the conservative groups were there protesting. There was some other people there. I think, there was probably some like LGBT or whatever protesting just because they protest, like they don't even know, or whoever. And they had that chitty face emoticon balloon in front, which I thought was kind of funny. So I felt like I was represented there. But yeah, unfortunately, that pasty faced douche got reelected and voted to remain as chairman of the board. I was kind of hoping we were going to get rid of him. But hey, Mark, if you're watching, man, congratulations on just crawling your way back into that job for another year or whatever. Give it up, man. Like, you're fucking everything up for everybody. But moving. Thanks, Kevin. Glad you're out. I think, were you in jail? Or you said you thought you were going to jail. But again, hopefully everything healed up from your little thing with Kamala. Okay, Carrie Dodd, it's happening to me. Newsfeed is limited and I didn't change any settings. Yeah, I think that's the next 10 scrolls I'm going to see. Carol Blassen, just wanted to say Ben Shapiro is obsessed with the circus monkey. Not fond of him. And yeah, OAN. Yeah, I stopped following Ben Shapiro a while ago. Like, I don't know. He's a bright guy. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not slamming the guy. But it's just, he's too, I don't know. He just blows with the wind a little too much. And it's almost like he's looking for stuff to go after Trump and talk bad about him. It's like kind of how, like, what's her name? Like Ann Coulter, that goat. How anytime she's, she needs to sell a new book, she just jumps up and is like, oh, Trump sucks. Woo-hoo-hoo, buy my book. Woohoo. But yeah, you're a bandwagon. You're either in the game or you're not in the game. And Shapiro's starting to do that a little too, so I kind of stopped following him a little bit too. And then he tied in with Steven Crowder too, so like half of the shit you see on Shapiro, it's like a partnership with Steven Crowder, which I kind of like Steven Crowder. But I don't know. And again, going back to what you really said, you're not seeing their stuff. It's getting suppressed. And that sucks. Mary Gunny, hey, from Grand Rapids, Michigan. A little sidetrack tonight, talking to some of the older generation about politics. We'll have to watch again later. That's right. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do the that worked out really good last week when we did the watch party on Sunday at 5, which seemed to work out time wise. We ended up getting about as much. The numbers looked the same on the watch party almost as they did on the live show from Friday. So it seemed like it gave some people some opportunity who couldn't get with us on Friday night to see the show. Listen to the show, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to keep on doing that until you all tell me to say, to stop. So yeah, Mary, check us out. We will be around for a watch party on Sunday. I'm saying 5 o'clock for now, unless that changes, but I'll make some announcements on it on the page as we draw closer. But yeah, we're not going to let you miss it. Kevin Kester, Owens Haley 2024. Man, that's not going to happen. Guys, these you're talking about some great people. You're talking about some awesome people who are saying the right things and doing the right things, and they got the right, ideology. But they're not going to, oh, man, Candace Owens is not going to be a president in 2024. She's just not. She's a kid. And I guess she'll be old enough. I don't even know how old she is, if she's old enough to be or not. But we got to think of something, not something better, something more plausible. People talk about Ivanka Trump 2024. Are you kidding? That's not going to happen. Donald Jr., he's got a long way to go before he's there. He doesn't have, nobody out there has that charisma. Nobody out there has that X factor that Donald Trump had to carry the kind of campaign that he ran to the White House. They just don't. There isn't anybody else out there like Donald Trump. And there might not ever be again. He's got this certain, like I said, charisma is just a perfect word. X factor is the perfect phrase. He's got that intangible thing that just makes it work. And that's not a shot at Don Jr. It's not a shot at Ivanka. It's not a shot at Candace Owens. But those people just don't have that. Can they get it? Who knows? Between now and 2024, things start to develop. I'm not saying anything's impossible. But that's a pipe dream when you guys start talking about Candace Owens for president. It's not an affront to her in any way, but that's just unrealistic at this point. I want to talk about Crenshaw, all right? That's a guy you ought to be looking at. He's closer to that benchmark than any of the people that people typically talk about. And it's like, I'm writing off Nikki Haley a little bit in your comment. Like, Nikki Haley, that's not the worst thing in the world. Like, okay, now I'm just, this one just popped up from Scott Thompson, Pence Haley, 2024. That's a little more plausible. I could say, I don't know. I'm not sure on Pence. I'm certain he can do the job. I have no question about that. But it's going to take a special person to carry this thing on. And if they're going to come so hard in 2024 to try and get a Democratic president to the White House, what's going to happen in this is a circus what's going on right now. This is a scramble and fundraising and party posturing with 25 or 28 or whoever's in this ridiculous Hunger Games now. They know they're not winning 2020. There's no way they're winning 2020. They're fundraising. They're rebuilding the war chest for 2024. And they're going to come so hard in 2024 because they're not going to have a chance until then. This is just for show. 2020, the Democrats running in 2020 is the alternative to just forfeiting, which is what they should do, but they won't obviously do that. 2024 is going to be a tough election for the Republican Party to win, no matter who the candidate is, because they're going to come so hard. They're going to have 4 more years of election cheating under their belt. They're going to have 4 more years of trying to bring foreign entities into the country, get them into the polls, give them free shit, and get them all hyped up about the Democratic Party. They're going to have 4 more years of being better cheats. It's just 2024 is going to be a rough go to try and elect another Republican. And you got to have the right person. We can't. And the other thing too is we got to watch out not getting into the same paradigm that the Democrats are in, with 50 people think that they could be the president. We can't do that because they'll battle themselves into oblivion and let. It's got to be done right. It's got to be the right people. It's a long way off. We got a lot to do before we get there. 2020 is not okay. I'm not going to say it's a lock because anything could happen. The crazy shit happens sometimes, and again, we're fighting election fraud. We're fighting. Illegals voting. We're fighting dead people voting, and that's the way it goes. So, yeah, I'm not going to call it a lock, but it's a lock. 2024 is going to be a different story, and we need to come up with somebody really, really special to pick up from where Trump leaves off and take it from there. So, I don't know. We could talk about it more. So let's move on. Kira Weber-Hopwood. Candace Owens is 30. So she'll be old enough by 2024, but I agree with Glenn. I don't think she's interested. I don't even know if she's interested or not. At 30 years old, go run for an office. Go run for Congress. Like the idiot in the Bronx. Run against the idiot in the Bronx. That would be, could you imagine? See, now that's where you talk about Candace Owens. You take Candace Owens and you run her against Alexandria Ocasio-Macanacchio in the 14th District in New York and get her a seat and put a serious person in a congressional seat out of the 14th District as a Republican. That's a big statement. That's a big jump towards Candace Owens 2024. Show me that. And I'm on board with that. Presuming that it works out. But yeah, not you don't go from pundit to the White House. You just don't. And especially, with the youthfulness of her and everything else, it's just not realistic to me. Yeah, whatever. You think that. That's fine. I'm not always right. I'm not, it's just my opinion. And everybody's entitled to their own. So, Carol Blasson, nope, Crenshaw. I'm hoping 2024. He's the guy right now. If I had to pick a guy today to run in 2024 without having anything to base it on, because you don't even really have anything to base it on with him, except he's saying all the right things and he looks the part. But if I had to pick somebody today, he's the guy I'd say. Or Pence. All right. Mike Petty. I like Dan Crenshaw. Mary Joyner. Crenshaw for sure. Anyone but the circus monkey. You know what? If you think they're not grooming her to run in 2024, and that plays right into the whole thing I keep saying about Bernie's the guy in 2020. Bernie Sanders, in my head, is 100% going to be the candidate in 2020. 100%. And the whole thing about it is, all they had to do is get him elected. It doesn't even matter who his running mate is. Let him pick Kamala. It doesn't matter. Because all he's got to do is get elected in 2020. And he can die the next day. And it doesn't matter because she's there. She'll be old enough. I'm talking about AOCM to run in 2024. And it's got to be the plan. I just, you know what? Again, this is just me going out there and saying crazy shit. Sometimes it sounds that way, and sometimes all of a sudden it's not sounding so crazy anymore down the line. I got to think that that's what the plan is. I just got to think that's what the plan is. She's going to be old enough for 2024. They put so much effort into her. Although she's been quiet the last week or so. You know, she hasn't been popping off like she used to. I don't know what the story is with that. But I'm telling you, if you think she's not going to at least be in the mix in 2024, you're just not paying attention. They've been grooming her from the time they created her in the test tube in the Democratic candidate laboratories a year ago. Through 2024, they're going to be grooming her to be that candidate. I'm telling you right now. Kathy Michael, anyone but the circus monkey, said that already. Sharon Cromwell, Crenshaw, Linda Bleefnick, Crenshaw. Oh, look what I started here. Scott Thompson, Crenshaw, Kevin Kester. Yeah, fundraising because Hills emptied the war chest. No shit on that, man. And got nothing. That was, oh my God, what a mistake. They had to be killing themselves when they got halfway through that campaign and realized that there was no chance Hillary Clinton was going to win. And they couldn't cut the rope and just leave that dead, rotting corpse there and just throw somebody else in at the last minute. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is she wiped them out, and they don't know how to recover from it because they're so busy still trying to win that 2016 election that they're not focused forward, and they're not doing the right things to raise money and replenish their war chest. And this is a result of that. You're seeing these 25 clowns out there with not one good idea amongst them, and people are sending them money. I wish I could do that. For all the idiot things I say, send me money from now on. Every time I say something and I have an idea or I do something, send me some money. And I'll pretend like I'm running for president. And, it's just ridiculous. But yeah, man, that's what that's all about. Carrie Dodd, I hope it's Reagan 2.0 moment in 2020 and we win the second term by a landslide. Yeah, it's not. I don't know that the numbers are going to reflect that because of the cheating that's obviously going to happen. You know, that was a special election, that 84 election where, the only idiot state that didn't vote for Reagan was Minnesota. Go figure. You're not going to see that number. You're not going to get California to vote for Trump. You're not going to get New York. You're not going to get Minnesota. You're not going to get Hawaii. Hawaii maybe. That's such a small state, so maybe that can get swayed one way or another. So I don't imagine we're going to see a Reagan-like election, but I'm pretty confident we're going to have a win, so I don't think we need to worry about that. Quick timeout. That cigarette sponsored by Bessie Dotson and the Zippo lighter she mailed to me. Okay, going. Kevin Kessler, like Gardner from Colorado. Mona East, we got to take back the House and keep the Senate. Whoa, preach it. First of all, we have to get the Senate because we don't have the Senate. We have the Senate majority in theory only because we have Mitt Romney in the Senate. Because we have, the same people. You have what are their names? The two women, the one from Alaska and the one from Maine. They're Swampublicans. They're plants. You don't have a Senate majority. You don't have a Republican Senate majority in anything but theory. Because when it comes right down to those votes, you got these wild cards sitting in there in those seats, and you just don't know what they're going to pull. They're going to pull a McCain with his thumbs down on Obamacare a couple of years ago when that prick was still alive. They're going to do that. Collins from Maine, the other one from Alaska. You can't count on these people. There is no Senate majority. So forget about keeping the Senate. We need to get about 10 seats up on the Senate. And we definitely need to take the House back. It's a disaster that we lost the House in 2020 and allowed that to happen. And it's not even from a lack of going out and voting. It's because you let the cheating bullshit go on. And that's got to get stopped. And that's how you're going to take the House back. So, Mary Choider, do these naughty patty, I don't know what that word means, naughty pates, if that's an incorrect spelling, let me know. If it's not, I don't know what it means, so tell me. Do these naughty pates get to keep all campaign money if they lose? Political version of The Producers, right? It's one of my favorite movies. It's exactly what it is. This play has to close on page 4. Great line. I love that. The original version, though, not the remake of the Broadway of the movie of the remake of the. That was awful. But the original Mel Brooks producers with Zero Mostel, great movie. Top 10 Glenn movie, no doubt. And that's exactly what it is. I don't know the legal ramifications, like if they can keep it and go to Las Vegas and blow it at the blackjack table. But I don't think they have to give it back, if that's the question. So yeah, but the thing is, yeah, they definitely keep it, and it goes into the DNC coffers, or it goes into their future campaign coffers, or they can, direct that money in other directions, or use that money for donation purposes, or support things that they like. So yeah, I mean, that's money out of a citizen's pocket into a politician's pocket. That's not, that's a black hole right there. That money doesn't come back. You don't get refunds from Eric Swalwell. Let's put it that way. He's not sending you your $5 back. And what's the funniest today? And I saw it, and I meant to post about it, but then it seemed like it was kind of insignificant, because Gillibrand, that dope, is having a tough time getting on the debate stage and getting on the ticket. And she's begging for money. And she does this thing in the form of a poll where she asks you 5 or 6 questions, and the last question in the poll, and you have to complete all the questions. And the last question in the poll is, would you like to see me in the Democratic debates in 2020? And the answer options are, yes, here's $5, or yes, here's even more. I thought that was kind of funny. That tickled me a little bit. So Kirsten Gillibrand, I don't think she's going to be. I think she might be one of the first ones out of the Hunger Games. She's not doing too good. Her and the dope from New York, De Blasio, they're going to be the easy outs, and Salad with a Comb Lady and Fidel Castro and all those B-listers. They got to go quick. Kira Weber Hopwood, now that felons have the vote in Florida, the state might swing blue. That really pisses me off. Yeah. See, they're trying everything. They really are. But you got to be ready for that. You got to strategize for voter fraud. It's disgusting that that's the paradigm, but you have to plan for voter fraud. You have to come up with a counter strategy for voter fraud and dead people and illegal people voting. It's ridiculous. The whole thing's broken. Michael Pinard, welcome back. Welcome back, Chris Scalzo. I see you got out of Facebook jail. I didn't know about that. But Michael, good to see you back again. Sharon Cromwell, Owens versus AOC, brilliant. Who wants to see that? I mean, for the that's comedy gold. I get it. I'll benefit greatly from that. But we're talking about electing a president. We're not talking about giving Glenn great stuff to mock on Planet Common Sense. We're talking about somebody that's going to go and talk to Vladimir Putin. And we're not doing that. We got to take this a little more seriously. That would be funny. I'm not saying, maybe they could have a mud wrestling match or something. Owens versus AOC. What was it? The other thing I said about that Israeli girl with the guns having a going in the octagon against Cory Booker and just spanking that milk dud head. That would be great TV. What else we got? Kira, Benny the Gollum for president 2020. You can't make this shit up. Benny the Gollum. Bernie the Gollum. Where do you get that from? He's Bernie Wrinkleballs. Gollum is Tom Perez from the DMC. Every time I see anything about him or I hear him talk, I wait for him to finish the sentence. My precious. No, he's Gollum. I don't know why Bernie's Gollum. Bernie's Bernie Wrinkleballs. Michael Pinard, definitely Candace Owens against Lady Castro. Not going to happen. Kira Weber Hopwood, you can't make America socialist without the Czeckies. Zero Mostel is spinning in his grave, up and out. Awesome. That was a good one. 11 dead, shooting in Virginia Beach. I just heard something quickly about that before I started getting set up for tonight. And all that I had seen was that there was some shooting, and they didn't know. They said people were injured. They didn't say anything about anybody being killed. So I don't know a lot about that. If you could fill us in a little more, that'd be cool. Lisa Varley Spring replying to Mike Petty. Oh no, I know a number of people who live there. People there on vacation now. So, man, if that's developing as we go, I just don't, I didn't know much about it. So keep letting us know what's happening down there. Kathy Michael funds Planned Parenthood. That's, I guess you're talking about the contribution money. Larry Eisenhower, welcome. Carried Dole, Hunger Games on a new level. Must see TV. You know what we can do? I finally figured out what we're going to be able to do with the Hunger Games. Like, if we're going to go with that format, it's going to be unrealistic to, like, just do a full-on Hunger Games and, like, cover everybody knocking each other out, because it's like, it wouldn't work that way. But what we'll do, if you remember the Hunger Games, is whenever, like, one of the tributes got killed in the arena, they would, at night, they would put the hologram up in the sky and play the anthem and show which person got taken out. So we're going to do something like that. As each one drops out of the race, we'll do like a Hunger Games-esque little graphic. I'll do some memes like that. It's a shitty week on memes this week. I had nothing this week. I don't remember if there are any good ones or not. If anybody saw one that you liked, let me know, because like none of them seem to, they flow. Sometimes they come, they just fall like rain, and other times they just don't come to me. And if I got to try and start like biting them and just like searching for them to make one, they never come out good. So not a great week for memes this week. And again, I was focused on so many of the other different things. But Scott Thompson, apparently a public utilities employee went postal in a municipal building. I guess one without any metal detectors at the entrance. Very sad. Jana Lynn Roberts, Inslee from Washington, isn't going to make it either. I don't even know who that is. That's what I'm talking about, the B-listers. All right, Scott Thompson saying the shooter was killed now, so that's good at least anyway. It was like a happy ending in those situations. Would have been probably better if they had a chance to talk to him a little bit and find out what his motivations were. Although I'm sure the unhinged left doesn't need that, because they're just going to blame Trump. But, that's just routine and mundane now at this point. We all know and expect it. Mike Petty, gotta go. Company just got here for supper. Good to be back. Mike, we're doing watch party Sunday afternoon at 5. So if you want to come back and catch the show in its entirety, watch party Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock Eastern time, and I'll post about it. And have fun tonight, man. Have a great weekend. Carol Blasson, I don't follow Ben Shapiro much anymore. He seems obsessed with the circus monkey. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been on his page. It's been a while since I've been on a lot of pages. Like, I don't go to Chicks on the Right at all anymore. It's dead there. Like, nobody's really, there's no good banter in the comments. I get shadow banned there, and that's been going on for a while. Like, if I post stuff on their posts in their comments, it doesn't get seen. It just gets shut right down. The only way I get through is if, like, other people post comments and then I comment on their comments, then it slips through the cracks and I get response back. But yeah, like, it's just like, there's a couple other issues with them too. I got nothing but love for Chicks on the Right. That's like, that was one of the motivating factors and one of the early influences when I first started doing Planet Common Sense, was the way they did things and the attitude they took towards things. And actually, I emailed back and forth with Amy and I don't remember the other one's name, but Macarena. I had a nice relationship. We talked. They're very, very cool people. And we emailed back and forth about a few things for a while. And I learned a lot from them about how to do this. But then some funny things happened when things started going bad and things started getting squashed. Like, they did a group, and I joined the group, and like all of a sudden my stuff was getting taken down from the group, which I don't fault them for. I guess that's, interns working for them running the group. But like, I don't play that way. If you're taking stuff down that I put up, I'm just not going to be in the group. I'll go. I don't mind. But yeah, it's weird what's happening to the pages. The whole world is changing. This whole little cyber world of ours is just dramatically changing right now. Not anything good that I can see, but you know what? You ride shit out and we'll see what happens. I'm just going to keep doing my thing, and I'm just going to keep talking until they make me stop, and we'll see what we get. Cheryl Anderson says, hi, PCS family. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for joining us. Going to do a time check. We're at the 7:30 mark. I know I started a little late, so we'll scroll a bit more. The Chicks are my homegirls. Yeah, Pinky Williams. Yeah, me too. I got nothing bad to say about him at all. It's not like that at all. It just became a dead scene. Like, nothing's popping over there. It used to be one of those sites where you go and they post some stuff, and like thousands of people would comment on it. And then thousands of people would click like on the comments, and it was good banter back and forth. And it's just gone. Like, they're not doing that anymore. It's just over. And a lot of the sites are like that. And I abandoned a lot of them. You know, the bigger sites are hanging in. But it's just not like it used to be. Like, everything's changing with that. And we're just trying to keep our little part of it alive and see where we can go with it. But, yeah, nothing but love for Chicks on the Right. I hope you guys, I don't know if maybe any of you guys from Chicks on the Right follow the page. Let me know. Because I'd love it if you are. I know when I first started PCS on Facebook that they had liked the page. I guess they still have. I don't know why that would have changed. But, they're all cool and everything. It's just things are different now. Things are changing. It's just weird. And we're trying to, yeah, here we go again. Picky Williams. Yeah, I can't follow their site. They got throttled. That's the perfect word for it. They're really just clamping down on everybody. And we can only do our part, and we can only keep on talking, and you guys keep on listening, and we'll see where it takes us. So, I'm going to start wandering back towards my laundry. Another fine night here in White Plains, New York. And I hope you all having a good evening tonight. Keep an eye on that thing going down in Virginia. That's a shame. That's happening way too much lately. You've seen that all the time now. And you got to wonder why. It's just people suck. And people suck more now than they used to. Because it's like you're allowed to suck now. Because people won't tell you suck because they're afraid it'll hurt your feelings. And there needs to be more of people telling people they suck. And keeping people who suck down. And not out there feeling okay, like it's okay to suck. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. But anyway, to Wayne Dahl Elkins, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Missed you. I didn't even know if you were in or not. Glad you were here. And once again, we're going to do the watch party for a replay on Sunday afternoon, 5 o'clock. We did pretty well with it last time, and I appreciate everybody who showed up for the beta test on that. It worked out nicely. Thank you, every single one of you, for your undying support of Planet Common Sense on Facebook. It just makes, it just fuels me and keeps me rolling, keeps me doing things. T-shirts coming soon. A lot of cool things happening soon. PCS Laundry Live every Friday night. And thanks for that and supporting that too. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend this weekend. And I am out.